All right, we're live. We are live. I'm here with Faustina. Faustina, your last name is Dolan, right?
Yes.
Faustina Dolan.
Yep.
I'm Jason, and this is the Kicking It with Jason podcast. So I was really excited to have Faustina on because she's so sweet. She's awesome. She's a hard worker, and we work out together. She's always does my Monday class, my Monday workouts.
Mm-hmm. Faithfully.
So, yeah, faithfully.
Yeah.
So that's how we met. We met at XFit. Back in December.
January, I think.
January?
Yeah, because I remember I came back from my cruise. And
that's when I met?
Yeah.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was January.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's, what's the day? June 27th. So we know each other for about 6 months.
Yeah.
6-7 months. How you been? Pretty good?
I've been good, yeah.
Nice.
Everything, I've been like taking a vacation. So like I'm enjoying this pace of life because I haven't like taken a vacation like this in years. Even when I was in high school, like summer break, I would just like go straight to work. And now I've just taken the whole month off and it's been really good.
Nice.
So, yeah.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Vacation is good.
Mm-hmm.
Time to relax. I love summer. I have so many summer stories. Did your family do anything during the summer that you guys would do every year?
You know what? I went to summer camp every single summer, and like I just associate my summers with summer camp. And now that I'm an adult and I can't go to summer camp, it just doesn't like have the same vibe. But like, what are some of your summer memories?
Some of my summer memories, man, I got tons. Spending summer at my grandma's house with the dogs. That was one of my favorite. Me and my brother would be there for a couple weeks or a week at a time. We was always in karate and traveling to tournaments and stuff. So. But that vacation was the best because we get spoiled, and my grandma and grandpa, they were the sweetest. And the dogs loved dogs. They had the woods. That was like their backyard. That was their house. So that was fun. Going to the Russian River, hanging out there.
Oh,
used to work there. The Russian River was fun.
Yeah.
Kayaking, all that. We spent like a weekend there.
Mm-hmm.
And then summer camp at karate. Speaking of summer camps, I used to run a summer camp with my boys, Sean and Roland and my brother, and so that was fun to do. Just play all day and work out. Yeah, that's like top. One of the top.
Yeah, I'd go to summer camp and it was like maybe 2 weeks, and just like meeting friends and everything was like the highlight of my summer, and just like all the games. But you know what I always did? I usually was always at summer school too.
Oh yeah, summer.
Yeah,
that's not a good. That's how you talk about it.
Yeah,
like, I hate summer school.
Yeah, no, but
like
you know
6 hours, 2 classes, right?
The heat. Yep. And you know what? It was all the bad kids up in summer school, so I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was some bad kids.
Good like laughs.
There was also smart kids trying to get ahead too. They was like, I was sorry, because I want to get ahead.
Yeah, who would do that?
Why?
I'm
Don't
here because I have to be, not because I have to be. Yeah.
All the kids that go to summer to get ahead, y'all need to enjoy y'all summer.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion. But yeah, but I'll give you a quick background for those who are watching. I'm a personal trainer. I work here at XFit in Pinole. I'm beginning to train in San Ramon at a spot called ATP Fitness. I actually have my first session there tomorrow. And then I work and train at Black Hawk Country Club. So I've been training for about 6 years. I have a martial arts, kickboxing, fitness background for 20 years since I was 8 years old. I've always been kicking, punching, working out. And I run this podcast, and I love having awesome guests like Faustina to just come on and talk about their story, what they're up to, fitness, everything under the sun. And give us a little background about you. How old are you?
I'm 21.
21.
And I'm in school and I work and I house sit and babysit and just do like all of the above. Anything I can find to do, I do it. I'm Christian. I do a lot of things outside of the gym, but the gym has been like a really positive place for me, and I started working out during COVID. I worked out in high school because I did sports and everything.
Volleyball, right?
I did
volleyball. You know my boy John and Josh.
Yes,
who I knew since they were like this tall, twins.
And they're so nice.
Yes, shout out to John and Josh.
And
Naraha.
Yes. And I did volleyball and water polo and a few other sports growing up. But then like COVID hit and I had absolutely nothing to do, and it was kind of like lonely, being isolated, and I'm a people person.
So you were a senior and then COVID hit after you graduated? Or
no? I graduated 2018.
Oh, So, never mind. 2020 is when. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember my mom was like, I think the gym down the street is open. And I like ran in there because I was like, people,
yeah.
Yeah, and it started as like a way, like something to do during COVID, and now it's like, it's a part of my lifestyle, and like my life is like shaped around when I can go work out. Like,
that's cool.
Yeah, and I get pissed off when things interfere, so.
How many days a week do you work out?
I work out 6 days a week. I don't work out Sunday. Sometimes, like, I'll go to, like, the bay and just sit and, like, read.
Chill, relax.
Yeah. And I'll do that. But, like, besides that, yeah, try to work out 6 days a week.
Beautiful. Hey, I remember one of the first conversations I had with you. You told me how many days a week you work out. I was like, wow, she works out a lot. And you like to run. I think at the time you were running a lot. Are you still running a lot? No,
I screwed up my shin.
Sprints, huh?
Yes. And it like
you do like the bang like this and roll it, and that would really help.
Yeah, I've been doing like a lot of like exercises to like strengthen it, but like still like certain things will like irritate it. Like lunges are one of those things, but also running. Like when it's like more than 4 laps around the gym, I'm like, no.
How do you think you got injured?
Well, my feet are flat, and then also I'm not the lightest person, and just making a lot of contact with the ground, I think that, but I think maybe at one point I might have been overexerting myself and doing way too much, and I love running, like I do, and sometimes I just have so much energy, I'm like, I don't even want to do anything else, I just want to run, but like I have to say no, like, you can't run because you shouldn't. Like, it's not good for you. Yeah.
That's one of the things, like, I really try to communicate on social media and to other people. Because there's people that love to work out 6 days a week, 5 days a week, which is fine. It's just about how you manage your workload and how you exert yourself. Because it does lead to injury. If you work out 5 days a week, 6 days a week, but you're going too hard and you're working out twice a day, running and doing HIIT classes, boy. Yeah. That's a lot of demand on the body.
I enjoy working out.
Yeah. So, like, when I tell people, if you want to work out 6 days a week, cool. Just, you got to know how to do it. So, you got to understand, like, some days got to be light. Some days can be hard. True. Sometimes just walking is totally fine. You know, people underestimate walking a lot. But, like, you can do a HIIT class 3 days a week, and if 2 days of the week are just walking, that's a good routine. It's a great routine.
True. Yeah. I like go home and like when my shin does bother me, I ice it, and like I'm also doing like preventative care, so like caring for it before it gets injured, and then also like knowing those things that like I shouldn't do because it'll lead to an injury again, like, and just making sure I'm like aware of that. But I'm really happy because like I always wanted to like be like this, and I was always like, I don't even know how to become like a gym person.
Now you're here.
Yeah, and now
you just start, huh? Just one day at a time.
Yeah, and you also like find people who know what they're doing and people who love what they're doing too. Yeah. And I think you're one of those people.
I appreciate it.
I feel like when you came, you changed like the environment of the gym a little bit.
Oh wow, appreciate that. I appreciate that.
At least my environment. I was oh, like it's better like this, and like the technique. You're very
I mean, I definitely would say any gym I walk into, humbly, I want to be the best trainer. Like, I want to be the best. So, it's not that, and I'm competing in a way, of course. But if we're, like, I want all of us to compete against each other as trainers. That just makes us all better. So, it's like, I want my class to be the best class. I want my sessions to be the best sessions. And if I have to reach for, like, my brother is so good, and I'm working with him at Blackhawk, I'm like, dang, this dude's good. I want to be just as good as him. He's really good. So it's like if I can strive to be like that, everybody only gets better. So
yeah, and you know what? I think there's like a level of healthy competition. Like I think people are always like, it's not good to compete against people, but like
competition is so healthy.
Yeah, I see it more as inspiration. It's different if you're like bringing people down to lift yourself up, but if you see like, oh, like that person is doing really well, and I'm gonna like try to be like them.
Yes,
and, like,
yes.
My
mom, you grew up in sports, so you understand that right away. The same thing with me.
I have like a overly competitive nature where it doesn't matter who I'm playing against. Like
a little 4-year-old.
Yeah.
You can't play tic-tac-toe better than me.
Pulling out the chair when they're trying to sit down for musical chairs.
Ooh, Ooh, you be doing that? Making them cry? Oh,
nah,
God.
nah, that was just me exaggerating.
That's a true story.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But
That's cool.
yeah, just like, or even my friends. I have certain friends, and like I like to surround myself with people who like are like ambitious.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because there's a lot of people who don't care, especially
Yeah.
right now, like with the like our current economic situation. Everybody's like, you know, whatever happens.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
just being around ambitious people who always have that drive is like very important.
It is. It really is. And I know we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk more about that. But let's loop around to this morning's workout, because you did my class this morning.
Mm-hmm.
We just worked out at 10 a.m. It's about 12 right now. What did you think of today's class?
I think it was good.
It was good?
Yeah, I love the thing where we were like leaning on it, like the bench, and we were like halfway on it.
Oh, we did a halfway. Your body's halfway on the flat bench, and you're single arm chest pressing.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to probably do a demonstration one of these days, but it was really cool. What'd you like about it?
You know what I liked? Like a lot of the things that you do, I'm like, how does this even work the muscle? Like, not that how does it even work the muscles, but I'm like, you wouldn't think, like one day I remember we leaned up against the pole, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this.
Yeah, you feel like your core work. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But what I liked about it is like initially I was like, dang, like I don't know if I'm like the size to be doing stuff like this. Like I feel like I'm like too
too big.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know if I can like the bench can support my weight, me leaning on half of it, and you know it works. And like I like when like we do things that are like non-traditional, like not just burpees and push-ups, and just different things, which you always do.
Yeah, that's the way I really teach my group classes. I hate burpees. I don't do no burpees at all, ever.
Oh yeah, I don't think I've ever done burpees with you.
Yeah, you'll notice I don't ever do burpees. But I always make sure we're doing athletic movements, functional movements. We're working coordination. That's why I like doing things with numbers. Like when we're doing that step, I was like, this is 1, that's 2, that's 3. Step according to the number, right? Because it makes it fun. It gets your brain working in different ways. And then
I like that too. Yeah. I really like that.
Yeah.
I have to close my eyes because I'm like, if I look at anybody else, they're gonna throw me off.
And as a student in the class, it keeps you engaged, right? It's like it makes it fun. It's a different experience. Yeah. So I try to do stuff like that, and you probably notice like I don't do no barbell stuff. Like I only use.
Oh,
like that? Yeah.
Chest. Yeah, you don't ever use the platforms.
Yeah. Most I use is the cable machine, medicine balls, dumbbells, and kettlebells. You give me dumbbells and kettlebells, I can write up 1,000 different workouts. Yeah,
it's crazy because like most people think they need like a whole gym.
Oh yeah.
But you really don't. You just need like a few things.
And our gym is loaded, so it's like you wanna challenge yourself, just get a heavier set of dumbbells, get a heavier kettlebell, and like I'll coach you through everything. So you know, so that class today was fun. And then we did a couple of strength training workouts. I think we did about 2.
Which ones?
Strength training where we worked out one-on-one.
I'm like
strength training
definitions.
I know all these words. Fitness has all these words.
Yeah.
So we worked out together.
We did.
We did strength training.
I love that. I love like individual things.
Yeah, it's like, way different.
Especially with the class, you can only like push somebody so far. You have to consider everybody else.
Yeah.
But like every time, like you know that feeling when your body is burning and like you're like, not to be weird, but like your stomach and your intestines are burning.
Yeah.
I love that.
Know.
What?
But you saw those?
What?
Like some hot Cheetos, chicharrones,
not like that, but like you know that feeling like when you're like work yourself out so hard, like.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Your thermogenic stuff is rising. So,
okay, don't put me out there.
Like what? Drink some bad coffee or something.
Ideas.
But no, I get what you're saying. Totally. So that's the way you felt when we were strength training? Yeah.
I like that feeling, and I mean every day can't be like that because you know like I'm aware of myself.
Yeah.
But I loved it, and it was so like just individualized, and I really did like it, and I do have to do another session with you one
of these days, whenever. But when we strength trained, that was like one of my focuses was making sure we worked on your squat, your barbell squat, making sure the hips weren't shifting too much, keeping everything solid. And you're athletic, so I want to use that ability. So I was like, I want to see how she jumps. I want to see how she lands. I want to see her explosiveness. I want to see how she works on one leg. I want to see how fast she can throw a ball. All that stuff. So that's why we were doing that landmine to shoulder press. Using that barbell, and that's why we were squatting. That's why we're throwing the ball as hard as we can. Or I'd be pushing off, from the kneeling position and hopping that way. Like I could really.
That was hard with coordination. I was like, hold up, that's. But you know what? I think I need to practice that more.
Yeah.
And that's why I like even in the group class you do the.
Yeah, I'm mixing it somehow. Yeah. Like today we did a side shuffle twice, turn back around, hop. Like I'm mixing some stuff. But when it's one-on-one, I can really just slow it down, and I can push your jumping ability to up here. In class, I only keep the jumping, the plyo to if there's levels 1 through 5, 5 being the highest, the hardest. I probably keep it to a 2 in class, but when it's one-on-one, I'll challenge it to a 5.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll challenge it to a 4. So that was fun. That definitely was fun.
It was. You know what I like? Well, it's not just doing the movements, but it's doing them correctly. That's really important.
Yeah.
And I even remember the what's called the rows that you had me.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. That was the hardest thing.
Yeah.
And it's because you were no, you have to bring the shoulder back and keep your elbow in and the concentration. I was like my muscles are twitching and now I'm more focused. Even I'm
muscle to mind connection is serious.
And it's not how fast I do it, but it's the quality of how I'm doing it that's really effective.
Yeah.
So.
And that's why I really love group training too, because I can really do it. I can really slow it down. One-on-one training, I can really focus on the form. Group training, I try, but when I group train, it's all about flow.
Yeah.
You see, I don't spend a lot of time explaining stuff. I do a little bit, but I'm like, all right, let's go.
And we have so many people of all different ages.
All different ages and levels.
Yeah.
So it's all about pace with me in a group class, keeping the flow going and correcting as I go versus all right, stop it. When we one-on-one, I say, all right, stop. No. Like this. For group training, I'm like, we got 30 seconds. I'm going to try to get to you what I can in this. So, but it's pros and cons.
And one-on-one, I can't hide.
Can't hide, that's it.
In PE class, when your teacher was walking away, you
oh, yeah.
Yeah, when you're one-on-one, it's nope, get these done. I'm watching you. And even the quality has to be perfect.
Oh, yeah.
But I appreciate that. Because it disciplines you.
That's how I was in sparring class. So our instructor Sean, man, he used to give these crazy ass rounds and numbers. He's like, all right, we're about to do 400 push-ups. I'm like, bro, I'm not about to do 400 push-ups. So yeah, he's crazy. He's great. He really pushed us. So
wait, how old were you?
Man, I was training with him since I was 8. So this is a teenage. When you're a preteen, a teenager, you get it, right? You kind of understand where you can, push it, or you can work around your.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? You know how to when your instructor turns, you know how to all right. So I used to do that in class. So you're like, all right, we're gonna do 100 pushes or whatever. I would purposely skip numbers, so I would be 1, 2, 7, 9, 12. 13. He doesn't know because it's a group class.
That's hecka funny.
Yeah, any other karate kids watching this, y'all can do that if your instructor giving you 400 push-ups.
That's excessive.
But he would say that to mess with us.
Oh.
But when you're a teenager, you pick up on it. It's really, you ain't about to do 400. But a kid that's a new kid that's in class, they really believe it. Dang, we gotta do 400. So it's funny. It's a mental game.
No, I've always been the person. I'm how can I finesse my way through this system? So not to say that I cheat, but I'm efficient, and I'm I don't want to take the long route.
Right.
Get me to the finish goal.
Right.
But yeah, learn, and that's what fitness has helped me with is if you cheat yourself, you're just not doing yourself any good. So.
Yeah. I mean, you get out what you put in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the work ethic, it really matters. You gotta do the work. That's one of the 3 things I really believe in as a trainer is that you gotta love your journey, do the work, and have fun. Always, that's my 3 things. Love the journey because this is a process, and if it's a lifestyle thing, it's no,
Yeah.
We're doing this until we're however long we want to do this.
Yeah.
I guess we should love it, right? And then do the work, you got to. There's just no way around it. And then have fun because enjoy it.
Yeah, and seeing it as other things and not just my issue was going into it and I was ooh, I want to look like this. and like that, you'll lose yourself.
Oh yeah, comparing yourself, because social media has it all over: 6-packs, big butts, this, that, working on the beach. This girl got this, and this dude did that with this, and it's a lot.
Yeah, and I love social media, but like now, like I don't know if you noticed, but like I've been spending a lot less time on it, and like people will like text me or do that or DM me, and I'm like you have 42 hours. I'll get back to you later. But like I've started when like I start feeling like I'm comparing myself, I just put my phone down, and like that's really been helping me. But
yeah. I know. I want to hold off and go into that because I know we're gonna get there.
Yeah,
we're gonna get into because I always want to kind of keep it all together. But yes, that's true. That's really a good topic.
Yeah.
When we're gonna talk about the pros and cons of social media. But let's move into we want to talk about mental health. You're studying psychology, right?
That's like one of like my interests, and I'm thinking about getting.
You haven't got your major yet, or are you still trying to figure it out?
No, my major is nursing.
Got you.
And I was thinking about getting like some type of like degree in psychology.
Got you.
Like it's one of my interests.
Got you.
Because like you like if you're driving and like somebody cut somebody off, and like somebody flips you off
on a road rage.
Yeah, like certain things aren't normal reactions, and like like everybody has a different story, and it shapes how they think and shapes how they respond to things. And I just like knowing that because it also helps me.
Yeah, why we do what we do, and what's the root of why we think that, and our blind spots, and what's going on. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, and then every now and then you come to like an understanding, and you're like, oh, like hold up, maybe I was wrong. Like maybe and just like. I don't know. I think psychology is really it's a study of the mind, but it's also a study of like life, and like it can be applicable to you and other people. Yeah. And I just think it's a really interesting area. So it's one of my interests.
Psychology is so big, and there's a lesson in everything.
Oh like,
how we work out as the psychology, and how we go about, just being a person. There's psychology in that. How we wake up and make the bed. That's like psychology. How we say hi to people, and it's so interesting. Like somebody asked me on my last podcast episode I did with Soy's from Expert too. She said it was one of the challenges of being a trainer. And I was like, really? Dealing with the psychology is so much of it. So much of helping people reframe their thinking around fitness. Like how you say you used to compare yourself.
Yeah.
Some people are in a rush too much. Some people they have defeat emotions. Like they don't know their progress. They don't notice they're making progress, or they don't give themselves credit. Like that's psychology. I always like to communicate on the weight life psychology. Like telling people, you're doing better than you actually are, or you just need to switch your thinking from the numbers on the scale matter to they really don't matter. It's just a number on the scale. Like stuff like that, like all that little stuff, and just being more confident. It's beautiful.
There's this one like psychological term, and it's called the inner critic, and it develops when you're I think from like 3 to 10 or 3 to 12. And it's the surrounding environment can silence the critic, and if it's not silenced, it grows. And some people, their inner critic is so developed, and they become their worst enemies and their worst haters, and like you deprive yourself of doing even the things that you want because you have that voice in the back of your head that's like, no, you can't do that. Or like, what if all these things happen, and silencing that critic. But like it is a real like being a trainer is really like you're really doing God's work out here, because like
no, I hear you. I hear that a lot.
You really affect people, and like your physical body also like goes into your confidence and plays a role in all of that.
Yeah, you're so sharp for 2021. You're very sharp.
I be trying.
But no, I mean, we can call it God's work. I like to say God's working through me all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like that's why I love the word enthusiasm, because that means God within in Greek.
Oh yeah.
It means God's within you. So I always try to push enthusiasm.
Oh, and you accomplish it.
Yeah. I mean, I try to do that. Like, I gotta be better too off the gym floor doing that. It's always like it's a constant rework and working it. But like as a trainer, one of my top goals is always make sure that hour is the best hour of somebody's life. Like that hour that they come in, Could be doing anything. Y'all could be doing anything y'all want.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all decide to put y'all time and money and energy to work out with me on that day. I'm like, I gotta make this their best hour, and that's a big con.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, so that's like, I think with that intent, it goes through the workout, goes through how I talk and the goofy, corny jokes I say.
Yes.
And, it's all a part of it.
I remember when there's this, I forget what day it was, somebody needed a sub, and like, I think you were subbing for like 2 or 3 weeks. And like, the gym was just packed. And, do you remember?
I don't know.
It might have been like February or March.
Maybe.
But the gym was just packed.
Yeah.
And I remember like, okay, like part of me was like, I hope like nobody really catches on to Jason, because then his class will get really fast. And so I was like, yeah, but it was
those evening classes be packed.
Oh, heck of packed.
Yeah.
Heck of packed, but they're fun. But yeah, you definitely do have like a lot of enthusiasm and positivity.
You do too. Yeah, your energy. When I'm like, oh, Faustina's here, it's about to be a fun class.
I try.
Yeah.
I try.
It's fun because some people are. I mean, everybody's cool, but some people are just real quiet.
Yeah.
Some people are real chill.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have like this glow when they walk in. Like, that's definitely you. Like,
thank you.
Faustina's here. Faustina's here.
Thank you. You know, it's hard because like sometimes, I mean, maybe you can relate to this. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I should tone it down a little bit because I don't know if this is making people uncomfortable. Like sometimes, like
with what? With what?
I don't know. Sometimes like I feel like I'm way too loud, and like for people who are introverts, or like sometimes people think it's weird being so positive. Like I think sometimes people are like, why are you being so positive? Like,
no, I never get that feeling.
Really?
Nah, it's not like you're looking for attention.
Yeah.
There's people who will be loud because they like, I need the attention. You're not like that.
Okay.
You, for sure.
Oh no, that's never my
Yeah, like they'll be messing up. Like, hey, am I doing this correctly? You're not doing it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's people like that, but that's not you.
But also like now I'm like protecting my positivity from negative people, and
got to.
I didn't know that I wasn't doing that.
It's a rework all the time. It's constant.
Yeah.
Constant.
But and then like me and my best friend, one of my best friends, we were talking in January about like taking up space and like not letting other people make us feel like we have to shrink. Just being who we are and being like the positive people that we are and staying true to that. Yeah. And that's one of the things that I actively every day I'm like, no, like you be happy. Don't let
that's a big part of mental health, is surrounding yourself with people that fit your agenda as a person, as a human, and what you're trying to achieve in life, and the morals and values that you have as a person. Like, that's so huge. So I remember one of the things you put on Instagram, you're like, what's one of the biggest lessons you learned in your stories, right? And I commented, I was like, not caring what other people think, because that's a big one. I mean, we all care what people think, right? But it's like not letting it affect you or influence you too much, or keep you from trying and stuff like that. So not caring what people think is a big one for me.
Yeah, it's funny because when I asked that, I mean, I got so many. I'm not like super active on Instagram. But when I asked that, I got so many like responses, and like all of them besides yours were like dumb things people did, like actual stories, and I loved hearing
like
them.
Don't drink Fireball, a whole bottle of Fireball.
Yeah, or like I had somebody tell me like an experience.
What did it say? You gotta say it.
But I had somebody tell me like they're like being afraid like of their mom catching them high or something like that.
Stuff like that.
And like, or like just like other things that were funny, things people did in school. But yours was like caring about what people say, and I thought it was so crazy because I was just in like a season where I just realized that like I've been putting other people's opinions about me over my opinions about myself, and like it almost eroded who I was. And like I'm really proud that I also came to that realization. But when you said that, I was like, that's true.
Yeah.
How do you feel like caring about what people have said in the past has affected you?
Like, I'm trying to think when there's a time where I really was like afraid to try. I'm sure there is. I can't really think of any. I think I have to give credit to my parents for doing that, and my karate instructors and that whole karate school, martial arts. I mean, martial arts is really big. But the confidence thing is just, if you want to try something, do it. Like my instructor's always like that. Like try stuff, go do stuff. I would say this. I dropped out of college when I was like 20, 21. My parents hated it. But if I would have cared about what my parents think, then I would have been going, not like nothing against school. Like you want to go to school, go to school. But for me, like going to school for me would have been because I was trying to do it for them versus myself.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's not me. And there's a lot of people like that who are in careers even, who are unhappy in careers.
Yes.
All because they were like, well, I want to make my mom happy, my dad happy, but they're miserable. I'm like, bro, this is your life, man.
Yes.
Girl, this is your life. You should do what you want to do. Your parents are going to love you no matter what. So that's a big one. I would say a part of that in that realm of not caring what people think is like how parents can try to push their agenda and goals on you. And eventually I just did what I did anyway. My parents, they still love me. And they're like, I think you're awesome, Jason. I was like, it happens. So for anybody who is like struggling with that, go do your thing because you only got one life to live. You can still love your parents, and they're gonna love you. And that's something as a parent, the parents have to learn too. Is like they gotta let their kids be their own person.
And it doesn't mean like you like devalue their opinion, but like you're prioritizing your happiness.
Yeah. And everybody just wants the best for us at the end of the day. Like that's what it is. And parents, they have their fears. They don't want to see their kids struggling. They don't want to see them. And
nobody's gonna understand. Nobody understands your dreams and your visions more than you do.
Absolutely.
And like people aren't you, so they're just on another form of thinking.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's a clear moment where you're like, I caught myself from thinking what other people think. Like, did you catch yourself in a moment?
It's an uphill battle every day.
High school is like that a lot.
Yeah.
You were in high school like 4 years ago, so it's kind of more fresh. Now I think high school is really like that.
Yeah.
Like I definitely cared because there's so much peer pressure. You dress a certain way.
Yeah.
You listen to music a certain way. You go to dances. You do this and the girls and like that's the big one. That now talking about it. Yeah. High school is a big word. And once I was like, once you're out of high school, you're like, that shit is so stupid. Like,
or like and then you realize like some of the people who you looked up to, like they kind of suck.
Yeah.
And like, just.
Yeah, it's crazy. High school's weird, man.
Yeah.
So weird.
But I can't think of a clear moment. There's been so many moments where I was like, wait, hold up. This is not me.
Yeah.
Like one of the things that I prioritized for so long was like having a certain type of body and looking a certain type of way, and I lost so much weight. In the beginning of COVID, I lost about 30 pounds, and I looked in the mirror and I was like, hold up, I still don't like this because I liked who I was. It was other people's opinions and what I thought like how society would value me. And
so that's the reason why you lost the weight, or did you want to lose the weight because you're like it's part of my health too, or
now
you're just doing it for the look?
Now I'm like, no, like this is for me. But like it was definitely like a reframing of how I think, and like it was a wake up call. And like when I say like when you value others' opinions and you don't have a clear vision for yourself.
So you got to this goal and you weren't happy.
No, because I realized that was other people's things. And like, I mean, growing up, I used to, like, people would always comment about my weight, but also like I'm not just white, I'm also black.
Right.
And so I have a whole different body frame.
Yeah.
And people would always ask me, like, even like from like as a young kid, like, oh, like, are you eating right and stuff like that. And that planted a lot of ideas in my head that I wasn't perfect.
Yeah. And
that I had to care. I mean, if I remember there's this one fable that I heard, and it was about a mirror, and it was about a family, and this man had all these daughters, and the daughters would look in their reflection in the water, and they were poor, and they didn't have a mirror, and they would look in their water, and they would see themselves, and they were happy, and they'd only see the reflection of themselves in the water. And one day the dad brings home a mirror, and all the girls look at themselves and they become unhappy. And when you start to like and then they started comparing themselves with the other sisters, and that's what happened. But when you start to like let go of like how you look, and you start to see, like, sometimes I like to go back to the water reflection me and just like think of me more simply than like thinking like so complex.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, but I like lost my train of thought as I was speaking, but I like try to think about that, like when I get out of control and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I need to fix all A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'm like, no, like go back to the water, and you're comparing yourself.
Yeah, this is like, I mean, because we're like, we can be our own biggest critics, right?
Yeah.
And we think we got to fix this, we got to fix that. We want to be good at this, we want to be good at that, we want to be the best at this. So there's a lot going on all the time as humans. We're always in our head. And I think what really helps with my mental health and other people's mental health that does too is just like getting really quiet. Just getting quiet in your head, you know? Just slowing down. Like, I have time. I'm still young. I could accomplish this. I can do that. I do feel good. And just having that high self-esteem is so important, because there's so many voices that come at us from left and right and beliefs and this and that.
And when you silence yourself, you're like, hold on, wait, I'm okay. Like,
yeah, you're okay.
It's good.
It's cool. All good. Yeah. One of the things, like going back to like weight loss psychology, you know, I don't want with my clients and people that watch my content and stuff, I always try to push the messages of go lose weight, go look beautiful, have a big butt, have a strong body. All that is cool, but also be cool with your mindset. Have both. Be strong, but also be strong-minded. You can have both. You know, it doesn't have to be one or the other. And if you don't have the strong mind, you don't have the strong body, you still need to love yourself right now. Like, don't love yourself when you get to the goal, because that goal might take 3 years, 4 years.
And you know, so sometimes you get to the goal and you don't like it.
So it's like, love yourself. Like, just do it. Be happy. You know, find the healing you need or the forgiveness, whatever. But be happy and loving yourself right now.
Yeah.
Because it's all a part of doing that on the way to the destination, on the way to losing your weight, on the way to reaching that career goal, whatever. Like, I think that's really important.
Yeah. So. And I think like sometimes goals can be so consuming.
Yeah.
And just like not making it, I mean, it is important, physical health, but like not making it so prioritized. And like, it's not
don't put so much
thing in life.
Yeah, it's like, it's huge, it's important, but maybe people put too much pressure on themselves, right?
I think so, yeah.
That can definitely happen. I can see that happening a lot. And it's okay to ask for help too.
Oh yeah.
I think that's a big one. I think that takes away. I think you try to do stuff on your own, that's when that really overwhelms you. Like, it's I went through depression when I was like 24 to about 26, 27.
Wow.
It was a breakup,
Wow.
7-year relationship, had a break. It was hard.
Wow.
And a lot of it I did by myself. So I was like, damn, if I would have gone back, I would have asked for help a lot sooner. And one of the things I am proud of myself, I did. I was like, yo, I'm depressed. I remember I texted people, and they had my back, and I was like, all right, that felt really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I've battled depression and anxiety. I mean, anxiety has been the big thing in my life, and and just being open with people, and also allowing yourself time and space to heal, and not putting pressure on yourself. Like, if you're like not so happy one day, be like, just like not staying there, but like asking yourself those questions, like, why am I feeling like this? And also being open and communicating with your own self is important with your mental health. Yeah. Because especially like when you're a worker, you can lose yourself in doing things, and you put so many like feelings aside. Yeah. But yeah, like I journal too. That's and good. That really helps me. And I mean, I have like this one like journal self-care, and it like helps, because that's one thing I like kind of lose myself. Do you think you ever we'll talk about how you're publishing stuff too, but you think you ever publish that someday? A journal? Your journal that you... Oh, for sure. Oh, that's cool. I journal, I type on my computer, but like writing is one of like the big things that I love. Writing too. Yeah. Yeah, and I think one day I'll publish it, but I think I want to actually like finalize it, and it's not just like ABCDFG happened today and I feel like this about it, but like actually having I think one of the things that helps with mental health is understanding that it's not just you, and like there's a shared thing with it. And I think being when you're transparent and you're open, you like help people a lot with that.
1,000%.
And I think if I was to publish it, it would be like complete, and it would be I felt like this, and this is how I worked my way out of it, and this is how I feel now, and here's some resources to help you. So I think I'd actually have to finalize it, but one day.
I agree.
Yeah.
I can see you helping a lot of people, because people are like, man, Faustina, she's awesome, and she went through that too. I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think like, oh my gosh, sometimes I'm like, there are people who don't experience things like this. Like, I mean, I feel like, or maybe
who don't go through mental struggles?
Yeah, are there, or are people just not being upfront?
I would say everybody does. Yeah. There's just no way. If you're a human, there's no way.
Unless you're a narcissist, but
yeah, there's just no way, because everybody has wins and losses on their resume. Everybody. How you deal with the loss is gonna make you feel a certain way. How you deal with winning. Are you humble? All that. How you deal with criticism and you know, just the hard times in life, because everybody goes through it. Everybody, nobody is exempt. Even the people that I just told you I went through depression. You probably never knew that, because I'm this happy, but I've gone through it. Yeah.
I remember somebody told me a few months ago. She was like, Faustina, there's going to be 15 different versions of you throughout your life.
Yeah, it's like
always going to be.
We're both still young. I'm 30. I can tell you, 30 from 21 is so different. 21 and 26 is different. 26 to 28 is different.
Yeah.
So yes, you will. You will go through.
I never saw the disparity through like age, but like even like me from 19, like I'm like, oh my gosh, like, and
it's different.
I'm
grown.
Yeah, like I've matured.
It's so different.
Yeah.
It feels like 10 years away almost, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like that was a long. I mean, it's not long, but it's like the growth seems like wow.
Yeah.
It feels like a big gap.
Yeah, or like by now I'm like I thought I would have been more accomplished. Yeah. But like I think
and that's the pressure of society pushing stuff on us. Oh, 21, you should have this much money, this relationship, blah 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 blah. But it's not true.
Graduated from college.
Yeah, it's not true.
No.
It's not true. It's everybody has their own journey, their own destination, and people are young. Like as young people, we have to understand we have time. We really do.
Yeah.
Like we have time.
Yeah.
Don't think you're behind because you saw somebody. You don't even know their story. You don't know what they did, the work they put in or didn't even put in. You don't know who gave them this spoon. You know, we don't know.
Yeah.
We just don't know.
You know what Dominique, we were talking about the other day? He was like, what is it that Nipsey Hussle said? It's a marathon.
Oh, it's a marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he talked about that. Yeah. That was a great line.
Oh my gosh.
His album, this whole theme of who he was and his artistship, is that a word, artistship? His music was all about, you know, doing the work, but also understand that this is a legacy thing. This is a process. Not everything's gonna happen in a day. We're building in blocks. We're trying to change things over time.
Yeah.
Like down.
Or like me, I mean, I'm like saying that to myself right now because I see all of my friends and they're graduating from high school.
And that can make
college.
you feel a certain way.
Yeah, and I'm like, hold up, but they don't do what I do. Right. And I have a lot on my plate and I'm doing a great job at it.
You're doing great, you are.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you'll see them get a new car, you'll see them on vacation, and you can't. It doesn't even matter. It's not your life. This is your life. That's their life. I got friends who got homes. I got friends who got this car. You know, but it's like that's their life.
Yeah.
You know, we all live in our own skin. You know, we all have to have control over our own happiness.
Yes.
And the way I define happiness actually is not even by stuff, which I'm really proud. It's by happiness. Like I believe success is happiness. Being happy, like to wake up, being grateful, and just really living your life and loving it, doing things you want to love. I think that's what success is.
Oh,
but society, what would society tell you? This degree, that degree,
you need this.
money, thousands of dollars in the bank. Yeah. You know, new BMW watch, clothes.
No, like I agree. Like if I was successful and I was making like let's say at the end of the year I'm making like $2 million, $3 million. Yeah. And I wasn't happy. It's all for naught.
Right. And there's people like that. I've seen it. You've seen it.
Oh yes, already.
We've all seen it. Yes.
People.
We see the richest people who are unhappy. You know, suicide. Like I work in gym communities where I work with people who are super rich, and I have a conversation with them. They got stuff going on in their lives, and people unhappy.
Yes.
I've seen people with money who are just like miserable, and I've seen people who are like, they work a 9 to 5, blue collar, middle class, whatever, and they're just living the time of their life.
Yeah, and I think for so long I used to be like, oh my gosh, you have all of this and you're not happy?
Yeah.
Really? But like, you understand it, especially when you've lived without happiness.
Right.
Or like, I'm forgetting her name right now, but I loved her so much. I looked up to her in the beginning of the year.
Kim Possible.
No.
I know I said
she was Miss America 2019.
Okay.
She was mixed. Oh my gosh, what? Chesley Christ.
Chesley Christ.
And in March or February, the last day of March or February, she jumped off of her Manhattan and
I think I remember hearing about that.
And everybody was like, oh my gosh, she just appeared so happy.
Right.
And like in my head, I was like, oh my gosh, she has this long, beautiful curly hair, and my curly hair goes up to here. And she was Miss America 2019. She's a lawyer. Brand
endorsement, this, that.
And she still wasn't happy.
It's crazy.
And I mean, there are like depressive disorders. People have like deal with issues, and like we were saying earlier, asking for help is great, and but yeah, like you see people who have what you think is everything, and they're still not happy.
Yeah.
So that's like a reminder just to pursue happiness over everything.
It is, because you'll find it on both sides of the tail, like or the whatever you want to call it, the coin. There's people with no money who are happy. There's people with no money who are miserable. There's people with money who are happy. There's people with no money who are miserable, which means the common denominator is success is happiness. That's what it is.
Yes.
It's the truth.
I'd rather live in like a tent on the street and be happy with a smile on my face than live in a mansion like unhappy. And
I always shout out Gary Vee because I love Gary Vee. He's one of the people I look up to the most. He's a business guy. He's always speaking on mindset. He's fun. He's really cool. He's very aggressive New York dude, but he's awesome.
I love it.
But one of the things, he has this clip that's super famous. He's like, people say, Gary, I'd rather be rich and miserable than poor and happy. And he's like,
really?
he gets so pissed about it. He's like, he was so mad. He's like, that's because you guys are, he called him fucking stupid. He said, that's because you guys are fucking, like, you don't understand. He said, it's not fun when you're rich and you have a pistol in your mouth because you're not happy with life. Like, he's like, you guys understand. Like, I've been there. He's an immigrant from Russia. He's like, I had nothing. Yeah. And I have a lot of money. He's like, I'm telling you, I was happy when I had nothing, and I'm still happy when with all the money. Like, I'm telling you, it's not fun to be rich and depressed and want to, like, it's not even.
You know, I know you look up to Lil Wayne.
Oh, love Wayne.
I know.
Did you watch his depression videos?
You watched Victor, it? Yeah. With,
it's good, right?
I
never knew that about him.
I never knew that. And you know how he, like, tried to commit suicide at, 11?
Yeah, he was young, 13
or
something.
Oh, my gosh.
13, dude. He's like, he tried to kill himself.
Yes.
And now he's Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
You know, like, and he talks about it, he raps about it. He's like, you know, he's like, I was depressed. And I was like, wow, I never seen that side of him.
No. And I mean, I'm Christian, and I like always think like, man, like God always has a plan for us.
Yeah.
Even when we're at the end of our ropes.
Yeah.
And like just like
that video was deep.
Oh my! I was in tears, and you would never think.
Deep.
And especially as a black man, a lot of black men aren't open about their mental health and how much vulnerability that takes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have goosebumps talking about it, but man.
At least I spent a lot of time there because I'm a big Wayne fan.
Oh yeah.
So like, I mean, he grew up in the hood in New Orleans, right? So there's a lot going on. I know he didn't touch on everything that was happening, but he explained, like, I was in New Orleans, I'm in the hood, and all I want to do was rap. This goes back to doing what he loved. And he said the reason why he was willing to take his life out was because they took that away from him because of his bad grades. His mom and auntie were like, you can't rap no more. So he's like, I can't even do, at that age, like, I can't even do what I love. I don't want to live. Like, that's so insane. And probably there's other stuff into it, I don't know. But that's what he shared on that video, right? And that's deep. That is so deep.
And you know what? We don't know. Like, it makes me so sensitive because we don't know the battles people face and have faced in their life.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I mean, I still see him as being a person who he be doing his thing.
Wayne's crazy.
Yeah.
Wayne's crazy.
But like that vulnerability, I really admire.
This superstar, and he even said, he said even now, like, I can feel lonely. I'm one of the most famous rappers I've ever lived, one of the most famous musicians I've ever lived. He said, after I walk off the stage and all the yelling is done, he said, I'm sitting there in my tour bus. He's like, I wonder if that even mattered. Like, do I matter? He's still like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody goes through it.
Yeah.
Everybody goes.
But man, he's I've said it like 3 times, but I really admire.
Yeah, everybody should watch that one.
Him saying that.
Yeah, everybody should watch. I learned a lot from Wayne.
And I like that. What's his name? Victor, or what is his name?
I forget. He was. I think he was a former athlete. But he's like on ESPN and
former
stuff.
football player.
Yeah, and he does a lot of interviews. That one, yeah. Because Wayne, I'm proud of Wayne because he really showed a lot of vulnerability these last few years that he kept. Like we hear it through his music, but you only do so much through a song.
Or you know what?
You sit down and do a podcast.
Yes. And you know what? It's so important also though to find people who will carry your cross and like you can lean on. In really bad times.
Absolutely, you need that support system.
Yes.
100%.
Oh my gosh.
Always.
And evaluating those people and like, you know, people you trust.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he is. I'm glad he's here.
Me too.
Yeah.
Man,
I know you're glad he's here.
Dude, we wouldn't have none of that. No Drake, probably. No Nicki.
No, you're right.
Right? Like, that's crazy.
You're right. What's your favorite Lil Wayne song?
My favorite? Oh, gosh. He has so many. I'll give you my favorite mixtapes. Because there's just too many good ones. The song I do listen to a lot, though, is called For Nothing. It's on Dedication 6. I love that song. I even said on Stranger Things. You watch Stranger Things? No?
I'm not a TV person.
Damn. So on Stranger Things, when Vecna comes, the only way you can be saved is if you have a song. You don't know what I'm talking about. People watch Stranger Things, you wear headphones, and it's in the 80s, so headphones back then, and you had to press the cassette tape. But I said my song would be For Nothing or Michael Jackson, so if I ever get attacked, I'm throwing that in there. But yeah, I love For Nothing. I love the dedication mixtapes. I love the No Ceiling mixtapes. Yeah, there's a lot. I love the Funeral album called Funeral. Card 5 is good. There's so many.
I love 6'7".
That's a good one.
I love. Well, I don't know many Lil Wayne songs.
Card 4 album.
But I love that one. That's one of my like hype songs.
It's a great song.
Yeah. I
have to send you my whole playlist. I got a whole. Because a lot of his stuff's not on Spotify. It's all on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because his prime was like when,
His prime, and then just like music copyright issues, he can't put a lot of stuff on Spotify. Yeah. So, but that's when we went to social media. And we talked about a lot. How long have we been going? Oh, we got 52 minutes. We just flowing.
We're at 52 minutes?
Yeah, we got 52.
You're kidding.
Yeah, 52 minutes. Feels like 5 minutes.
That's crazy. Yeah, I know. Me too.
Social media. What do you think of social media?
You know, I used to love it. Now I'm like, I mean, I need it and I won't delete it because it's really good to connect people. But like, also there's like a thing where you do and you just scroll and scroll and scroll.
Get lost in the loop. What's it called? The bunny holes.
Yeah,
and rabbit holes.
This is not good for your brain. And
especially TikTok. Boy, I was watching cats jump over red cups for like 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, I was watching. This dude got this treadmill thing, and he puts random stuff on there. He has a race, and if they fall off, he picks the winner. What else? I've been watching some random stuff.
Oh, and I love TikTok too, but I had to delete it. I was like,
it's a lot.
I can't do you.
A lot of entertainment. You see people that can dance their asses off. I'm like, dang, you go watch another video and another video. I'm like, oh, I want to move like that.
Yeah. No, I had to delete it. I had it for like 2 months, and then I was like, nope. It was me, like 6 hours.
Dang.
Yeah, that's the type of person I am though. Woo. I'm not a TV person.
Yeah.
Like I didn't grow up with the TV in the house, so I can't really sit down and watch TV for something. It's weird.
Yeah.
And I lose my attention.
It's weird because I watch TV. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I'm playing with you.
No, but everybody thinks I'm weird for not watching.
Weird. I go through phases. Like,
oh, really?
I'll sit down and watch a show, and then I'll go months without watching TV. Then another show will come up, I'll sit down and watch it. Yeah.
I can watch a documentary, but like I can't actually sit down and watch a TV show.
I got you. I know a few people like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish sometimes I wish I could, because like it would be great to relax.
Yeah.
But then like
I just love the story, the sci-fi too much, and I love it. Like Star Wars and Marvel. That stuff is so sick.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel all the way.
Oh yeah. I don't know
DC don't compare.
Yeah.
So when you do get to watching TV if you ever do, just do Marvel.
You know. We'll see. I don't know why when I sit down and watch TV, I'm like, dang, you're being lazy. Get up.
I know.
That's my thing with TV.
You could. I mean, shoot. Now you can watch Netflix on your phone and be jogging. So.
True.
I'm just kidding. I ain't trying to get you to the dark side.
True. Yeah. No. I mean, I like.
That's a Star Wars reference too. Dark side.
Oh yes, yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah, you didn't know. You didn't know why I threw that in there. I threw that in smooth.
But yeah, I think there's so many great aspects of social media, but then other things I'm like...
Yeah, there's pros and cons. What's the pros to you?
Pros, it connects you with people. You become more informed. You're in the loop also. Like, there's, like, sometimes when I meet people who don't have social media, and, like, I just feel like they're either way older or way younger, it kind of feels like they live under a rock. Yeah. In a little bit. Yeah. Like, and it's also like a social thing. Like, I feel like there's, like, a social disconnect when you don't have, sometimes, when you don't have social media. I don't know. But, those are some pros. Like, it connects you. But I think the cons are, like...
Yeah, keep going. Go ahead. I'm just checking my battery.
The cons are like comparison and all of the wasted time, wasted energy. I mean, I was talking to one of my friends the other day, and she was like, when I went on vacation, like, she said, I hated it because she said I went on vacation to get the perfect picture, and I couldn't get the perfect picture, and it ruined my vacation. And she was, and I think maybe that's my generation, like, we put a lot of emphasis on social media and posts and how your posts look and how you look in the posts and your caption and the lighting and you know, your comment section, like, are my friends supporting me?
That's not just you, that's a lot, that's even the older.
Really? Really? I thought it was just us, but you think it's like that?
Yep. Yeah, so, you know me, I'm on social media every day. I post 4, 5, 6 times a day. And the reason why I like social media, I'll talk about the pros and cons too, because it's good. Pros, you can brand yourself. You can actually create opportunities. You can connect. You can network. Like, I met so many people that I haven't met in person because of social media. Like, tomorrow I'm doing a session, my first session in San Ramon with a client that I met through LinkedIn. We connected on LinkedIn, we built a friendship. Now she's my client tomorrow. So those opportunity to educate and entertain and learn. Like, I learned so much.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I mean, YouTube's not really a social media, but
I love YouTube.
But Instagram, you go on Instagram, you can learn a lot.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, I learned a lot from trainers, really good trainers on there. Anything you want to learn is on there. That's the beauty of it. And then, what else? The chance to brand yourself. Like, if you have side hustles and things you're working on, you need eyeballs. Right? And where are the most eyeballs in the world? They're on social media. Yeah. Everybody's eyes is on there. So at that aspect, it used to be billboards. Billboards aren't the greatest place to put your stuff on now, because now everybody's looking there. No. It's not even TV no more.
No.
TV's way too expensive.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It used to be TV. It used to be the radio. The radio used to be, but people don't go on the radio anymore. We got Spotify. I haven't touched the radio in years, like a couple of years. I'm on Spotify and YouTube. I never listen to the radio. Like, when I hear the radio now, I'm like, oh, that sounds so...
Hold up. You have Spotify ads?
No.
Okay, no. Good. I was like, you're not paying for Spotify?
I pay for Spotify and I pay for YouTube. Okay. I can't do the ads.
No, I can't do the ads either. And
once you don't do ads, you can't go back.
No.
Experiences just...
No. Wait, so you don't pay for YouTube ads either?
No, I pay.
Oh, wait.
So I have no ads.
Oh, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a step ahead of that.
Yeah, wait till you do that. You ain't gonna go back.
Nah.
You ain't gonna go back.
I hate it because once you have it, everything becomes necessary.
I can't even go back. It's just so perfect. It's just like, I ain't gotta press skip ad. I ain't gotta go 5 minutes and another ad. It's beautiful. But again, so the attention. Whenever you have a side hustle, even when you want to just speak on anything you want to do, mental health, flowers, making kitchen setups. If you're passionate about painting, you're passionate about baking, like, social media is going to give you the awareness that you need.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
For sure.
That's the pros.
But then also, I see these things where, I mean, I was talking so quickly about my friend the other day, and the type of person I am, you get my mind going, it just, whew. But one thing that I was thinking is aesthetic. And I see so many people, and they dress the same. They look at this aesthetic, and they, like, emulate it down even to, like, almost a personality. It's really weird. And, like, my friend was like, you see those cars, people who drive those cars I don't like, and they get out of the cars and they all dress the same. and it also has to do a lot with social media, because like we see,
well, that was before social media too. People do that, like going back to high school.
Really?
I mean, there was MySpace, but remember high school we all dressed the same because of this, and the music and the songs was happening. We're always influenced.
Yeah, we are.
People drive BMWs because they want to perceive a message, like I'm successful or I have money.
True.
Like it's always a thing. It's always a thing.
I see, but I don't know. Like,
so here I'll put it this way: social media is nothing but a canvas of what actually happens in real life. So people bring real life; they bring their insecurities onto social media. It's the same thing. People are fake on social media.
Oh yeah.
People are insecure on social media, which means that person is also fake and insecure off of social media. So the cons is that people they care too much. They care about likes. They care about what people think on there, right? That was true.
Oh.
Like you're saying, like the reason why people are dressing the same and all that, because they're caring about.
Yeah.
If I dress like this, I'm gonna get more likes. If my face looks like this, oh my god, I'm gonna get 50 likes.
Yes.
And they really care about that instead of just posting.
Yes.
You know, just doing your thing. People don't want to get no negative comments. You know me, like I'm a good example of don't care, just post. I don't care if I get 1 like. I don't care if I'm singing. I don't care if I get a negative comment, because it has nothing to do with you at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that's a projection of somebody else's insecurity.
Like somebody put a negative comment on. That's crazy. Like it's crazy to me because I mean my mind is good enough for it, but it's crazy to me that some people will be on social media. They'll get a message that says, "That's stupid. You suck. You're not strong. You're ugly. Whatever," and they really believe it. Like, oh my god, I ruined my day. I'm like, that's just some dude across the country sitting in his basement.
Yeah.
You don't even know him.
People really have too much time on their hands to be so negative.
Yeah, you can take it there. Like this person has all this time in the world to comment on my stuff. Yeah. Like you have to think, like, damn, he doesn't have it going on for him. Like I feel bad for him in a way.
No, really. You know, really.
I'll share that. Go ahead.
No, tell me, go ahead.
But no, here. So this is so cool. This is like, I was so pumped when this happened. So recently, I put, what was it? Oh, I put a video of me reacting to one of my favorite cartoons, Fairly Odd Parents. I found the voice actor of him. Have you seen Fairly Odd Parents before?
Yeah, when I was a kid.
Okay, so this lady named Tara Strong. Tara Strong, you are amazing. I would even love to have you on the podcast. But she was a voice. I didn't even know it was a woman. She's a woman. She did Timmy Turner.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
She did Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls. She did what's it? Oh my god, why am I blanking out? Girl from Teen Titans, Raven. And I did a reaction video to it. So I posted on Instagram. I put that same video on YouTube. Some dude commented negatively on it, right? He's like, dude, this is the worst reaction video I've ever seen. Right? That's negative. If I was like, if I cared, if I cared that he put a negative comment, I would have probably deleted that post, right? And I probably would have deleted it off of Instagram. And then check this out. I tagged Tara on my Instagram one. Guess who liked it? She did.
Wow.
Guess who followed me back?
Her?
She did.
You're kidding.
My favorite childhood actor, voice actress.
Wow.
Followed me back. I was like, oh my god, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Right? It's not that I'm expecting anything out of these posts like that. It's just like, that was wonderful. But if I cared, I wouldn't have made that connection. You know?
Yeah.
And that brings you to the next thing. If I care, if I don't post this video, this workout video, somebody's not going to get confidence or encouragement to go work out. They're not going to be... Like, I get so many DMs sometimes and people are just like, damn, Jason, like, your workout videos inspire me. Or I don't even know they're watching. And I see them in person at the store at Trader Joe's, like, dude, like, I love your workouts.
I love Trader Joe's.
So much. Yeah. Like, you just never know who's even on the other side watching your stuff. And that's beautiful. So.
Oh, yeah. That's very true. Yeah, that is a beautiful part of social media.
It is. Like, all the negative stuff, that's life. Like, people are gonna talk about you no matter what. They're gonna talk about you off camera. They're gonna talk about you in your face. They're gonna talk about you in the locker rooms. You're always gonna get talked about in life.
Oh, yeah.
Always. It's like criticism and negativity is a part of life. It ain't a social media thing.
Yes. And it's so hard to, like, I'm finding that it's very hard to not care.
Yeah.
It's very hard to be like, whatever.
Yeah.
But
and some people do. They gotta take a step back. And they gotta give themselves space off social media, and that's fine. That's totally fine.
Yeah, and sometimes I gotta do that. Not post for 30 days, and sometimes I just don't check my stories for 30 days or something like that. But
my shield is so strong because I have 6,500 posts. So of course, like, I'm like,
it's funny because my generation, like, I feel like you can't have more than 90 posts.
And that too.
Yeah.
I can't post this because somebody's gonna think I'm posting too much, or they're gonna get annoyed, or they're gonna think, oh, he's just trying to show off. Yeah. All these things, like, care what other people think. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, I think, like, you care. Like, I've said it before, but sometimes you start to care about so much of what other people think that like, it's almost like cancer. Like, it like erodes you.
It is. It's really messes you.
Or even like social media is the point where like I see certain patterns in myself and that like other people describe. Like, it's almost like it lives in your head. Yeah. Like, and like your whole life is shaped around social media, and like people don't even want to go outside unless they look amazing now. Yeah. Like,
people will hike just to go take a picture.
Yes.
They don't like hiking.
No.
They're like, this is going to look so good on my Instagram of me at Alamere Falls. But that's it. And then instead of just enjoying the hike.
Also, like, there's more to life than social media, and like who you are on the web does not define you.
No, I don't even post everything on social media. I post a lot. People be like, do you post everything on social media? I'm like, no, I don't. I post a lot. I post everything. You don't know what I ate today. You don't know what store I went to. You don't know if I was at my parents' house. Yeah. You don't know what I did with my girlfriend today. Like, you don't know that. You don't know those things. I don't post a lot about my relationship. I do. I got pictures and videos, but some stuff I keep. Yeah. Like, you have control. Like, you can show what you want to show on social media.
Also, you can follow who you want to follow.
You can follow who you want to follow. And you can delete who you want to delete.
Yeah, I know. Some people, what they post, I'm like, unfollow. Yeah.
Like, even for me, right? Because I'm a trainer, right? This is cool because I feel like as much as I post, I think it can really teach other trainers too, and people that want to post more. Like, as much as I post, you know, I post crazy stuff. I'm in my underwear dancing. I'm saying jokes. I'm putting everything. Calvin and Hobbes stuff. But that's showing people, like, you can be yourself and you still can run a business. And you can still have people that love you. Yes. Because, like, that's what you want to do. You want to filter out the people that don't love you for who you are. Like, when people come on my page and they're like, I want to train with Jason. You're like, oh, he likes Lil Wayne too much. I don't want to train with him. I don't want to follow him. I'm like, cool. I filter somebody out instead of trying to be this image in this box. I'm like, yes, please go on my page.
And look how clearly happy you are because you're not depriving yourself of what you want to do.
Yes, so that's why I love posting. I'm like, if anybody goes on my page, I'm not hiding anything. I work at Black Hawk Country Club, where it's a country club. Like, people pay a lot of money. Oh yeah. I have people that follow me in that country club. And I love it because we're different cultures. We're way different. They ain't the same as me, but they follow me and they're cool with it. And I'm like, well, you know who I am. So when you see me at the gym, I ain't somebody that I'm being fake, or, you know, like, I'm not being somebody you don't think I am or something.
Yes. I love that. I love that about you, and that's it's very evident too.
Yes. That's like the advice I get. It's like, you can use social media to really PR yourself and really show people that you are. That's why I love people. Like you know I love Lil Wayne because of why?
Social media. Yeah, no, that's why I know you love Lil Wayne.
Michael Jackson, you know, like, that's the pros. And then the cons of it, again, is people they try to hide too much. They try to put up this fake stuff. Like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and it can really turn bad. When if you ain't really doing that, you ain't really doing that. You know, doing this, like, it's. And
back to mental health though, a lot of like body dysmorphia and like all these things develop from social media. Packs.
There's women with fake asses who are selling booty programs.
Yes.
On social media.
Yes.
And it's crazy. And women are like, oh, I want to do that, but I'm like, that's fake. That's a fake butt. No, go squat, go deadlift, and do it for 8 months. You know, like, but no, but she did it. Look at her, and they did it in 3 weeks. I'm like.
She's a little fire hydrant.
Yeah. And you got genetic stuff that happens, and like, and people will really compare themselves, and they'll see these fit people, and like I'm a trainer. I don't got a 6-pack all year. Like, I don't want to have a 6-pack right now in summertime. and I'll still have my shirt off, and I'll still tell people 6-packs are overrated. Like, it's not the greatest thing.
You gotta eat nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, who wants to do that? Because I love snacks.
Yeah.
I love dessert.
I love dessert too.
Yeah. So like, as a trainer, I'm not trying to tell people you need to look like this in order to be fit. Like, nah, to be fit, you need to be strong. Go work out. Of course, eat mindfully. If you got a goal and you know you want to drop this, you have a vacation going up, of course you're going to have to change your eating. But to think that's the way you have to be because you saw some dude, you know, in his man thong on the beach with women around him, like, no.
No, and even like, sometimes rap culture gets on my nerves.
Oh, rap culture is all about bragging.
Because, it's just...
Not all of it, but, you know, there's a lot of bragging.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, like, I got this shiny thing, I got this going, this girl, boop, doop, 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 doop.
Yeah, and it's just also, like, very materialistic,
It's super. That's why you have to be mentally strong to filter that out.
Yeah, it saddens me because there's more to life than things.
Right. And the younger generation, they really will believe it. Like, oh, my favorite rapper's doing this and doing that. I'm like, yeah, but he's living a whole totally different lifestyle. Yeah. Like Wayne, oh my, if I try to live like Wayne, I would self-destruct.
Oh yeah.
So I take what I do from it. Like, this is a good example. This is a good topic. So Wayne, what I see in Wayne is hard work. A guy that didn't quit. A guy that actually is super humble. Like, even though he you see in the interview, like, he's so humble.
He's smart.
Like, the fact that he signed Drake, and he signed Drake and Nicki, he said, I knew, like, in a music sense, they were going to be bigger than me. Like, the world was going to be, they were going to, because they can reach different audiences. And all that. The fact that he said that says a lot about who he is as a person.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that Drake was able to sign a $400 million Universal music contract says a lot about Wayne, because that means Wayne knew. Drake was able to do that because Wayne never trapped him. Wayne could have been like, I got you for the next 25 years, sign this contract. Because labels will do that.
Yeah,
Wayne's like,
sad.
Right. Yeah. He's like, dude, we're going to work. We're going to get you to where you need to be as Drake. And if you want to go dip and go do other things, like, I love that about Wayne.
I love that. You know what my mom always says? My mom is always like, I want you to be better than me. Yeah. And like I love when people, like my mentors, or like kind of give me that same energy.
Yeah, be
like,
better. That's what my instructors are like. Yeah. Like, dude, if I didn't make you a better teacher than me, or if that's not my goal, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, correctly. That's really how you make people proud. Yeah. Is like you take their teachings and you build upon that. And yeah.
That's why I love Kobe. Like Kobe was like, dude, he was always giving back because he's like, I want basketball to get better. Why not? Like, I want people to try to be better.
Yeah.
You want to keep the sport evolving and getting better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why, man, we can go talk sports too, but like, I can't stand when people talk about old days of basketball. Because I'm like, that wasn't the greatest time of basketball. The greatest time of basketball is today because it's better now. We have better handlers. We have more athletic people. Yeah. I get it was more physical. That's cool. But why would we want to stay stuck in the 80s? Like, I want to see Kevin Durant, a 7-footer, shooting the ball. I want to see a Giannis who can handle and just be like this dude we never seen before from a video game. Yeah. Like, I want to see Curry shooting threes. Yeah. I want to see that. Like, why would we want to be these dudes who are just still in the key, big man, posting up? That means the game hasn't evolved.
I'm not, like, super into sports, but I remember, like, Steph, when he, like, first started, like, getting all the success, people were like, now everybody's shooting from the three, and people there's no contact, and blah, 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 and this is that. Like, I remember even hearing this on the radio, and I'm not, like, that big into sports that hard. Right. But, like, yeah, I agree. And, I forget what it's called, but I was watching this video about it, and how, like, there's a margin, and like, for instance, Eliud Kipchoge ran a marathon in less than 2 hours, and people have thought for so long that was impossible.
Right.
But they're saying, like when marks are put, our human nature is to challenge those, and
exactly.
Like, that becomes the bar.
Yeah,
and
somebody needs to break it.
Yeah, and like, what is life if there's no challenge and no change?
That's always interesting. That's one of the things that annoy me about sports. Like, why would we want to stay there? Why wouldn't we want to see a Curry shooting 1,000 threes a year?
And and I feel like it's people who are older who are realizing that maybe what we have going on is better.
Yeah, better. Yeah. People are afraid of change, all that stuff. Like, it's crazy. So, but let's talk about influential people. I know you want to talk about that. Who's people that influence you?
Oh my gosh.
I know you love the Warriors winning this last finals too.
Oh yeah, can I talk about that?
Yeah, go with that first.
Okay, so when I was like I said, I'm not really like too into basketball, but I do watch the finals and like the Super Bowl and like when things are big, I'll watch them.
Yeah.
But especially if it's like the Bay Area team. But I was watching the Warriors game, and game 6, and Steph Curry started crying when they won, and it was just like all so emotional, and I like heard everybody's words, and something about Klay Thompson really stood out to me because he also did a commercial with Kaiser Permanente about getting back up and like continuing on, and that commercial was beautiful. But like at the end, when they were, when they were accepting the trophy, Klay was like, like, I'm so thankful I have all these people around me to like who've kept on encouraging me and like talking me off the ledge. And in like a time where he was really battling, and like I feel like Klay is known obviously, but like I feel like it's like Steph Curry's team and everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But like once Klay went, like the team like quickly went down.
Yeah.
And everybody else started facing issues, and it's crazy because they went through, the Warriors as a team, as a franchise, they went through so many seasons where they were winning and they were being successful,
4 rings, 8 years.
Yeah. And then they
6
faced
appearances.
2 years where they were the worst team in the whole league. And now they're back at it, and like it was making me emotional, and like I was crying because the roller
coaster of it all.
Just because they were facing a season, like 2 years where they weren't winning doesn't mean that they still weren't winners, and they still didn't have purpose, and they still don't have a destiny. And like for me, sometimes I get caught up in everything that's going wrong, and like I start to not see myself as a winner. And no, like it's just a season, and allowing yourself grace, and like continuing to persist, and but yeah, that was like one of the more recent things that have.
That was a good one. That was a good win.
Really big to me. And then also, I had so many people. I mean, I was raised by a single mom, and I had my mom did her best, but it was really tough, and especially because we had no help. Like usually single parents have grandparents, but we had no help, and there were so many people who I found, even as a child, and I looked up to, and I found so many great people, like my godmother, who was just amazing, and she was so kind, and I feel like the reason why I'm so good with kids and I have that love for what I do is because of her and her patience. And then I had my pastors growing up, and they're still like great. And then I also had somebody who I looked up to. His name was Donnie Moore. And I mean, like I've mentioned a bunch of times, but I'm Christian, and he was just gave me a whole different understanding of faith. And but yeah, I always try to surround myself with like wise people. And it's funny because like all throughout my life, people have always been like, I thought you were like 20 something, or when I was a kid, people were thinking I was in my 20s, like when I was in my late teens. And
you got a lot of stuff.
And I think it's because I've always sought out wisdom and put myself around people, not just who are accomplished, but people who
been around the block,
and they're grounded. And I value those people, but I can also see who those people are just from basic conversations. And like it's not in like in a well, tell me everything type of way, but
just like meeting them, just being a friend. I get it. That's really cool.
Who are some influential people, or
Wayne? Because Wayne is Wayne. I love creativity. I love the creativity of what he does, how he pushes music, how he continues to grow and get better. He's already at the top, but he keeps evolving. Michael Jackson. I don't know. I don't even know when I first seen Michael Jackson. I just remember being 3 years old, 4 years old, and I knew all his songs. I was dancing to everything. So I've always looked at Michael Jackson. Again, super creative, one of the greatest musician in the world, in my opinion. My parents are. I love what my.
Oh yeah.
So my dad, he's technically like a stepdad, but he came into my life when I was like 6.
Mm-hmm.
Took on the role of raising 2 boys. That's not easy, so
No.
I'm super grateful for that. And then my mom, again, she's not really my mom. She's really my great auntie, but with drugs in the family, adoptive stuff had to happen. She took on that role, that responsibility, raised me and my brother, and we are where we are today. My karate instructors, they're brothers. They're older brothers to me, Sean and Roland. Like it's my older brother Jamal, my older sister Joni. Who else? I love Serena Williams. I think she's
I love her. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Serena. I love what's her name? Allison Felix, the track star. Man, yeah.
That's another.
Kobe. Love Kobe.
Kobe, yeah.
Love Kobe. I always looked up to Kobe. That's a big one. But who else?
I was gonna say my mom too. Like, especially because like I watch kids. I'm like, oh my gosh, like my mom had 3 kids. She had a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a newborn all at once. And the things like that my mom
the sacrifices, right?
Faced. And if you met my mom is one of the most positive people, and she's so positive sometimes it gets on my nerves. Sometimes I'm like, we can't be this positive. We gotta be realistic. And she's so positive, and how
that's how my girl could be. I'm like, girl, everything is flowers. And she's kind of like, she helps me like, shut up, Jason.
Just don't think about it. But yeah, that's how my mom is super. My mom is super influential, and I was gonna say somebody else, but I completely forgot.
That's cool. So she raised 3 of you guys, single mom, you said. So that's how my mom was for a little bit. And I as a trainer, I've seen single moms all throughout my career, so I can understand everything you're saying. And just the, I can't put myself in their shoes. I'm like, damn, you guys are really superheroes. The work, the caring, the loving. This is every day responsibility. Like they don't turn off. You know what I mean? Like when I used to teach karate and stuff, I got these kids for 45 minutes, an hour, a couple hours, and then they go home. But it's like single moms, they gotta feed, they gotta get the money, they gotta take care of, raise the kids, put the morals and values into it. Like, I'm like, you guys are awesome.
No break. They are really awesome.
And like I remember I put a post of me and my brother and my sister were babies, and then let me plug this in real quick. I don't want my phone to die. But I put a post when we were babies, and it's like in that picture you don't see. Hold on. Sorry, I don't want my phone to die. Oh my gosh. So in that post you can see, in the picture you don't see the story that's going on in your life, right? It's just a picture. There's no context. And I was just looking at it. This is like a couple months ago, I think. And I'm like, dang, when I was a baby right there, I literally was like in the hospital for a couple of days or something because I was so sick. Because my mom was doing drugs, I was in her stomach. You don't know that though in the picture. My sister was being raised by our great grandma, because our other grandma was on drugs in the streets, right? So she's being raised by our great grandma. My brother is being raised by our great aunt, and she's doing that, so we don't have to go to foster homes, and CPS doesn't come get us. Like all that's happening, and you don't even realize all the stuff that like the survival that's going on from that your mom and your family are doing to keep you alive and going and safe and protected.
Yes.
And I was like, dude, that's a trip. And you just look at life different. You're just like, man, I didn't need to be grateful. Like, I'm so grateful for cereal and the sun. And like, and my dad, he got murdered in the streets.
Wow.
Yeah, he got murdered in the streets. I don't know if it was like gang related or they say that the cops got him. I don't know. But he was in the streets.
Wow.
And he was thugging it out. I'm like, that would have been me. I know it. If I would have grew up in Richmond and I didn't have that support system, I know I would have went that route.
Yeah.
And it's like, I didn't. I'm here because the people who my mom, Joyce, my great aunt, my mom, protected me. Like, she did everything she could to make sure that didn't happen. That's crazy.
Yes.
It's really crazy.
Yeah. Or like you think of your circumstances, like you're not supposed to be here, not supposed to be
That's why I love when LeBron James, like, people get on LeBron James, right?
They can leave him alone.
Yeah, but LeBron James is like, when he won his first ring, he's like, I'm not even supposed to be here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm from Akron, Ohio.
Yeah.
From the hood, from the ghetto.
Yeah.
He's like, I ain't supposed to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm already successful. I made it to the NBA. Like, even Russell Westbrook even says that. You know, he hasn't won a ring or whatever. But I'm like, you know, sports is different. It's a different thing. But I'm like, these dudes are super successful, even though we bash them and everything. I'm like, Russell Westbrook came from LA.
Mm-hmm.
Crips, Bloods, gangs, hood, hard life. Like, all that's was around him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you know, like, I ain't even supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And I'm here.
And it's those moms.
Yeah, it's the moms. Like, boy, go to practice.
Yeah.
You know, like, go work hard. Even if they didn't make it to the NBA, the fact that they didn't have to go that route.
Yes.
Is like, it's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
No, there's so many things that my mom just, like, stood in the gap for me, and I, like, completely accredit her. She's amazing.
Yeah. And you're just being a kid, right? You're just being a baby.
Yeah.
We're not even aware of this. And then you get 21, you get to 25, you get to 30, you get to 50, you're just like, dang, like, wow. And I don't even have kids yet. You don't have kids yet. So it's like, it's really going to be like, when we have kids, it'll be like, wow, mom and dad really were superheroes.
Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah, and no, and I babysit though, and I'm like, how did my mom do all of this?
Yeah.
And like I come home and I'll pass out, like cause I mean, and maybe because I babysit, like it's like play games and like and organize things and clean up, and maybe that's why. But man, I'm always like, how do people do this?
I know, like last few months ago, I had to stay home. I had a fever. I wasn't feeling good. I was like, dude. Moms still gotta raise their kids when they're sick. I was on the couch watching TV. Went through a whole season of Stranger Things. That's why I watched Stranger Things.
You were like, Brent, look at me.
Yes,
so
dude. I was like, I don't want to move. I had stuff on the floor I need to pick up. I was like, I don't want to get it. But like, I'm like, wow, moms really still have to keep going.
Yep.
Insane.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Insane.
No, or when I'm sick, I like become the biggest baby too. Like I got food poisoning, like I've mentioned a billion times with Mexico. Yeah. And I literally, like, my brothers had to carry me to the airport, and I am not small. So like, and then I get home and I'm like, Mom,
help me.
It's something about being in my mom's presence makes me so much more dramatic. I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna die. Like,
oh shoot.
But yeah, I can't be sick and have anybody depending on me. I'm like. It'll be bad.
Yeah. Like, I'll probably feed the cats because I'm not. Let's end with NFTs and then we'll talk about like any last thoughts that you. So remember I was telling you about NFTs. So here's my idea.
Okay.
Here's my idea of NFTs. NFT is like digital art. It's like it's on the new technologies. Like how you were talking about social media. So when technology comes along, we can't stop it. Like social media came along, we couldn't stop it. Internet came along, we couldn't stop it. That's what NFTs is.
And there's no going back.
No going back. That's what NFTs will be.
Okay.
So NFTs is ran on the blockchain, and the blockchain is just a technology that keeps everything on it. So everything that's bought and sold on this NFT thing is kept there, and it's recorded, and it's on record, and it keeps everything in line. So like, there's digital art that's being sold because we can do that now. And then, one of the things that I'm trying to do, I'm trying to create an NFT for fitness where people can buy, and it's with cryptocurrency too. So it's digital money.
See, now you threw crypto and now I'm like.
So yeah, so the thing is ran on digital money, not American dollars. Like you convert your American dollars to cryptocurrency. So that's what's happening. And that's going to be a part of the world. Digital money is going to be part of it's already here.
You need to talk to my brothers because they're all into the cryptocurrency and I'm still on like
but you will be. That's the thing. Like you're 21, like maybe when you're 25 it's gonna hit. Or 24 it's gonna be like
okay, I'll hop on it then.
It's gonna hit like dang, this thing is here. And like it's gonna be in everything we do. And NFTs, you're gonna have a digital wallet. You're gonna have this. You're gonna have a digital wallet with NFTs in it. You probably don't know what I'm talking about. But it's gonna happen.
I'm listening though.
Because companies and businesses are creating NFTs and people are going to want to take advantage of it. And the only way you're going to be able to take advantage of it is if you have that digital wallet, right? So like what I'm doing with mine is I want to create an NFT where I'm allowing people to like get 20 personal training sessions on top of getting like exclusive merch for me or a Gymshark outfit every year and exclusive dinners with all the other owners that purchase NFTs for me. Like we do stuff like that. Like it's like smart contracts that are awesome about it.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
So like, for example, with music, who's one of your favorite music artists? Do you have one?
Oh my gosh, I have this one singer that I like, and her name's Elle Varner, but you probably don't know her. She sings Refill. But I also like Beyonce.
Can I get a refill?
Yes, I love her. She's such a good singer. I'm like, how is she not more famous? She has an amazing voice.
Oh man, I knew exactly what you're talking about. All right, I said Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
So Beyonce, she can create an NFT where she says, "All right, I'm gonna release this song, and you guys can own it." So she said, "I'm gonna give 1,000 shares."
Okay, now I'm understanding.
This is gonna help you.
Okay.
She's gonna say, "I'm releasing a new song. What do you want the song to be called? Let's make it up."
White Flowers.
White Flowers.
Because I'm like,
I like it. So she makes a song called White Flowers, right? And then she says, "I'm gonna release 1,000 NFTs for this song, and whoever buys it owns the song, and you can resell that copyright." And every time you resell it, you get a share, you make money on it, and she also makes money on it.
Why didn't you explain it like this the first time? Now I'm getting it.
I didn't get it.
Now
So,
I speak Beyonce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what they have in music. They can sell NFTs for their songs, and they be like, not only can you own a piece of the song, this is gonna give you a front row ticket at the next concert in your city, and she can throw that into the smart contract. And not only that, you can also take a picture of me. You can have a selfie with me, when we can have a 5-minute coffee. Like, she can throw that all into that. And if you want to keep that as the owner, or you can resell it, you can make money on that.
That's really cool. I can kind of see, like, plus sides and downsides going to
it's pros and cons, everything, right? Just like social media, it's always been, right? Pros and cons and everything. Because the cons with that is that you can probably pay too much and the value can drop. Not with Beyonce, you're gonna have to pay a lot. If she comes out of NFT, it's gonna be pretty pricey.
Oh, for
right?
Sure.
But the resale would be pretty good, right? But if the cons today with NFTs is that people are paying too much for some stuff and the value's already dropped.
Oh.
So they lost money on whatever they bought. So like, let's say there's an artist who made a digital picture of a frog, and he sold it for in American dollars worth. He sold it for $1 million. Somebody was like, "Oh, I like it. I'm gonna buy it." And then it dropped because there's a crash, right? Everything crashes like in technology. So that $1 million turns into a $200,000 value. That happens.
I'll still take the $200,000.
Now if you bought it for $1 million, you lost money.
Oh,
you're out $800,000.
Well, it's good for the okay.
Yeah, it's good for the seller. Yeah, but
remember, I'm new to all of this.
But you get buying and selling though.
Yeah.
So there's that. That's the pros. And there's just like a lot of scams are going on right now. People aren't, because they're not educating themselves enough, so they're buying stupid stuff or fake stuff that's not even on the blockchain. Like it's bad stuff out there. So
that's really cool.
It is cool, huh?
Oh, yeah. Okay, you gave me more understanding because I'm like some things like I'm like slow with, so I'm like. And my brothers have been explaining this to me for months.
Really?
And now I'm just like getting it. Okay.
Yeah, they should have said Beyonce. You should have.
Yeah, I speak Beyonce.
They should have used the music example.
Yes.
But there's a lot because everybody's doing it in every field. Everybody's creating an NFT. Everybody has their own perks to it. Whatever. So yeah, like one of the perks I want to do. Yeah, one of the perks I want to do is like. I'm still brainstorming, but I'm like, I want to create sessions that they can get on top of, maybe it gives them a 1-year membership when I open my gym, on top of a spa day. And I want to do that for 3 years, so they can repeat that once a year in 2023, 2024, 2025, if they buy that.
How close are you to opening up your gym? I didn't know this was a dream for you.
It's a dream one. Yeah. I want to, that's what, remember I was telling you, my sweater?
I remember you were telling me, but I should have asked, yeah.
That's the gym I want to open. So it's just, the startup is a lot. Getting a loan is not as easy, a business loan.
Getting a loan for anything is not easy these
days. It's easier to get a loan for school though than it is for a business.
Oh, yeah.
Way easier.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to build a business. Like, I wanted to go to college and be like, all right, we can get you something. Which is crazy.
They don't want us to break the system.
Yeah,
don't want us to break the system.
Don't get me started on loans, Faustina. Man, there's a reason why they allow us to get student loans when they don't have bankrupt. You can't claim bankruptcy on it.
Nope.
It's a setup for a reason.
It's really sad. Our country is so backwards.
Oh man,
so backwards.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
But a business loan, you can claim bankruptcy on it, and you can start your own little economy, and you can create your own little dream. It's harder to get. Weird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. but,
yeah.
But hey, like look at nursing school. We're gonna get into a little bit, but nursing school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody's pretty much gonna take out a loan, so those banks are like, they happy, and it's a demand.
Yeah.
There's a waiting list to get to medical school, so it's like.
That's the thing is I'm working so I can get out of nursing school debt free.
Yeah, because it's so expensive, and like there's always every year there's like a president. Oh, student loan debt. I'm like, are you guys really gonna end student loan debt?
No.
Like, do you know how much that would? Something's gonna happen. If they ever did that, it was gonna be some kind of bad ripple effect somewhere. It has to.
Oh, for sure. You know what? I think debt is slavery.
Oh, it is.
There are people who take out so much in loans, and then things go wrong, and then they lose this, and they lose that, and they're still in debt to a house that they don't even live in anymore.
Yeah.
And they work their lives to pay it back.
Yeah.
And they have no savings. And it's like you're working for somebody else.
That's why that crash happened in 2007. Were you reborn?
2000.
2000?
Mm-hmm.
So you were 7 years old when like that big old crash happened. I was in high school as a junior. And like it was bad because what they did was anybody could have got a house. Because banks and carriers like, yeah, take out a loan. Right? It was like, yeah, we'll take it. And real estate people were like, yeah, we're getting a piece of this. So everybody had all this money and they couldn't pay it back. And that's when everything crashed.
Yeah.
And whatever reason, I guess they had to, right? The lawmakers and the banks or who's ever in charge of it, they forgave it. It's like, we have to forgive this because it was a mess.
Catastrophe.
Yes.
I remember being very young and being like, oh my gosh, what is happening?
Right.
And I remember feeding off like of people's emotions and their stress and like seeing people.
Yeah.
And that was like my thing of it. And I remember my mom being like, okay, like we're really budgeted.
Yeah.
And everything. And
yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, but and you were in high school, so you might have had more.
I remember a lot. Yeah. And I didn't understand it because I was just like a junior. I'm just like, a recession, okay, But as I grow up now, I see what happened with the pandemic and stuff. I was like, oh. That was crazy in 2007. So, like with student loans, it would be interesting to see like, all right, everybody, your student loans is forgiven. Like that would be.
I think it's really important to forgive jobs like in public service, like teachers, who will never pay it back. And nurses, some nurses can never pay that.
There should be something. There should be something, and also like I don't know why banks are making these why is school so damn expensive? Like school should not be $100,000. Like that's insane to me.
No, I know not so many, but I know a few people who are going to other countries.
Because it's cheaper.
Yes.
Will it still translate to over here? Will it still transfer?
Yeah. Or my brother's sister is doing medical school in Barbados. Wow. And it's like $20-something thousand for.
That's like a penny.
Yeah. And
compared to.
Yeah, and I know, and you know what's crazy is people are always like, oh my gosh, doctors make so much money. No, doctors are in a lot of debt.
They're in hell of debt.
Yes, and we get so like, oh my gosh, why is going to the doctor so expensive?
Because they try to pay off that debt.
I think we have all of this to blame on student loans.
It is.
Yeah.
And then what gets worse is that because they're in the income bracket, they get approved for that BMW and that house. Now they got the car debt and the house debt.
Yeah.
Just because the qualification meets it, but their actual bank doesn't meet it, so they're in more debt. That happens in all classes.
Oh yeah.
Like you meet this, then you take out another loan for this, and then it gets. And
crazy. You know what the most effective class is? It's not the poor class or the upper class; it's the middle class. Because we, like for instance, like schooling. Yeah. Like that's where personally I suffer because I can't get scholarships. I can't get I can apply for scholarships.
I get what you're saying.
But I can't get.
Because the whatever the what is it called? What is it called? Qualification for the I get it.
Yeah, and people who are upper middle class and who have a lot of money, they can pay for their kids' school. And and it's tough. And you know what though? Our country, the way our country is set up, we have to have a functioning middle class.
Mm-hmm. And they're trying to erase it in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So
I've heard like terms of like limitarianism, because like with like Amazon is great, but there's no flow of money right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like, nobody needs as much money as
billions is an interesting conversation.
Yeah, like nobody.
If all the billionaires put their money together, they would save the world.
And they don't.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy.
Don't. And I almost feel like they're just incompetent sociopaths. Because like you see all these people suffering, and
right.
you sit and have bank accounts with money
right.
that you never touch.
Right.
And you can't touch in your lifetime, no matter how much money you spend.
Yeah.
Did you know Jeff Bezos? Who's the one who owns Amazon? Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Did you know the top 10 richest men in the world doubled their money
during the pandemic?
Mm-hmm. They have twice as much. How did Jeff Bezos' ex-wife take half of his money?
And he doesn't even flinch.
No, and now he's back and even more.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah.
Like, what the heck? But I'm like, how do you sleep at night?
Yeah, like I always wondered that. Like, give me $1 billion just for, like, in a dream. Just give me let me literally live it.
Yeah.
Let me live it.
Yeah.
So I can see, like, because I really believe if I had $10 billion, I would live off a couple million. Versus,
me too.
I really believe that.
I would do the same thing too.
Yeah.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I can fix that neighborhood. I can fix that family. I can fix several neighborhoods. I can end poverty in a couple. Like, maybe in a whole state. I really believe that. Like, that's what it is. All this poverty is just because we don't have resources and they're not being attended to. Like,
what are some of the things that you would do if, like, I gave you, like, $2 billion?
$2 billion?
Are those some of the things you do? Like,
man, yeah. I mean, shoot. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna travel, Faustina. I really am. I'm gonna see the world. I really am.
And you know what? It's not that expensive.
No, it's
if you have billions. Yeah.
It's actually cheaper to travel outside than in the U.S. sometimes.
Oh, for sure.
But I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But yeah. Billions, I would definitely invest because there's a lot of investing. I want that money to work and compound. But also, I want to end some poverty. Like, I really do.
Yeah.
And people just need the resource. Like, some people don't have the education. They don't have the food. They don't have, like, all this burglary stuff that happens. And it's because people are hungry and they don't have money.
Yeah.
Like, it's like that on purpose. They're being starved out of being successful. They're being starved out of having a way. And
our government knows what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
I would, actually, I'm fortunate enough one day, like, to, and I have, like, other entrepreneurial things, because I don't think nurses will find all this, but I'd love to open up grocery stores and food deserts.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, because even in Richmond, there are some areas that have like corner stores, but they don't have grocery stores, and people have to come to Pinole, or people have to go so far.
Yeah.
And like having grocery stores would not only create like food in food deserts, but jobs too. I'd love to also have single parent housing. Yeah. And I would also just love to help families pretty much get their lives together, and like family counseling and helping people work through family trauma, and like just
I love it.
You know what? I think that a lot of the issues we face in America start from the home. Yeah. And I think people go to individual therapy, but issues with parents, between children, and between siblings, people don't really go to pursue because they don't know. Right. But also having that dialogue and communication changes a lot. Absolutely. And a lot of hurt starts in the home. Yeah. So I'd love to, like, do you know Yanela Fix My Life? Mm-mm. She's like this, like, dang near. She's kind of like Oprah, to where she'll bring families on her show and she'll work through with them. And I'd love to do that, and I'd love to not only help them with that aspect, but also like making sure schooling is provided for kids, and kids have trust funds and things like that, and like setting up success. But that's just a few of the things that I want to do.
That's really cool. I love it. I love that vision. And like that's what inspired me. Like, money isn't everything, but it's such a great tool. Oh yeah. And hopefully, like, as I grow up more entrepreneurial, like, I hope I can really do stuff to where I can make money, because I really want to do good things. I hope same thing with you. Like, I want to see you do all those things.
I wish success for you too. Yeah. Absolutely.
Any last thoughts? I know you're writing. You're working on children's stuff. You said that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I write like and illustrate like children's books and stuff.
We might have to collab on something.
Maybe, sure.
I love writing.
It's very cartoony and very like.
I'm down with it.
Okay.
I'm a Calvin and Hobbes.
It's not like Calvin and Hobbes, like Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon stuff. It's more like gentle and things. But one of the books.
Gentle. What's gentle?
Gentle, like, I don't know, because I feel like Calvin and Hobbes is very like the art. I don't know. That's just how I describe it.
No, yeah, I'm trying to think of the art, like.
You want me to show you?
Well, yeah,
I
show me
painted this the other day, and it's like little, but this is like painting, not drawing. I have to go further.
The Calvin Hobbes.
Yeah, that's what I think of it. It's like sharp drawing. I don't know, just not my style. Like I painted. Where is it? Like this the other day, just for my little brother as a graduation gift because he graduated from high school.
Nice.
And it's like me, my little brother, and my mom.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And like just soft, gentle
art. That is
art.
good.
Thank you.
Wait, is your mom's hair that color or you just
yeah,
that's
my mom's
something?
hair is that color.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean it's dyed, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was just your creative whatever to it, like something you just wanted to switch up. That's cool.
No, that's her hair color. But yeah, like in books about like just like things that like you don't understand as a kid, like talking positively about people and not gossiping and just things like that, and like just big messages, and like
That's
also
awesome.
being black too is a big thing with me because I grew up in a white school district and that messed with my self-conception.
You was Salish?
No, I went to Orinda.
Oh yeah.
And I was only there for like 3 years, but still it was me.
You didn't see a lot of people like you, right?
No, and I had to learn that you're not. It's not that you're not beautiful; it's that you're not white. Like, and when you put yourself around people who look like you, that's why representation is so important.
Oh yeah.
You become a lot more confident.
Oh
and you can see yourself. Like,
that's why Black Panther was a big deal.
Oh, super big.
Did you even watch that movie?
I love that movie.
Yeah. See, you had to watch. You're like, that's black.
Oh, I love. Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, I don't care about Marvel, but like that's a big concept.
Oh no, I like Marvel.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'll every now and then I'll watch Marvel. Like when Chadwick died, I was for sure. I'll watch it.
Sad. Yeah, it was sad, but no, it's so true. Like just seeing the representation. Disney's doing a lot better with that. Like you can see they completely redid everything they were doing with their movies and everything. But that's I hear you 1,000%. That's why I love the Bay Area because it's. You see, there's pockets, of course, like Orinda, you know what I mean? But having like that's what I want to do with stories too, is make sure if I'm gonna write a superhero, it's gonna be a black superhero.
Oh, period.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's.
And I remember when we started to become more like in touch with our blackness as a culture and proud of our blackness. Yeah. A lot of people were like a little bit like, oh my gosh, like kind of thinking like it was almost like Black Pantherism. And I mean, here's the thing: is when you look into Black Panther, it wasn't all black and white. It wasn't all bad, and there was a lot of good that came out of that movement as well. Yeah. And some of the things that went on made sense. Yeah. But no, for sure. When I think being black is absolutely amazing. It's a blessing. Yeah.
I agree, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Any other last thoughts?
I think we got it all out.
I think we did. Yeah, I think we crushed it.
Oh yeah.
For your first podcast, man, that was pretty good.
What is that? 2 hours?
I think.
Or something like that.
We at 1:47. Wow. Yeah. This will be a good episode.
Oh, for sure. You might have to like.
Oh yeah. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use social media. I'm gonna chop it up, and there's gonna be all these individual stories. I'm gonna post them, and then your story is gonna like inspire somebody. The pro of social media. Yeah. And the con is that maybe somebody will be like, I'm not as cool as Faustina, and I would tell her, you are as cool as Faustina.
Oh, no. I have this one friend, and I love her humility. And this girl is so accomplished, and she's always like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. And I'm like, no, you are amazing. But that's, like I said, that's one of those friends that you have around, and they inspire you to do better. Yeah. She's just great.
I love it so much. Well, Faustina, I really appreciate you being on.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And we'll definitely do this again. And I'll definitely see you in the gym.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cool.
Yes.